Hey guys, it's Chuke here from Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, big shout out to Paul Stoyak. He turned me on to this story. Now, this just happened a week and a half ago, maybe even a week ago. It's fairly recent. So it's interesting that all these news articles have exactly the same wording and narrative. If you Google this story, you'll pull up about 12 different news articles, and they are all identical in the information that they put out there. This is from Outdoor Life, and I'll just read the article. It's 72-year-old Montana man shoots grizzly that attacked him while he was picking berries. Other titles said 72-year-old man is injured, kills grizzly with pistol, kills attacking grizzly with a handgun. So of course I was fascinated. I hope that Dean Weingarten, who works with ammoland.com, gets to interview this guy because he's got this database, and you would be surprised how many times a handgun successfully stopped a grizzly bear. It's actually pretty impressive. Now, the story goes on to say a man who was picking huckleberries on Flathead National Forest in Montana Thursday evening was charged and attacked by a grizzly sow. So female grizzly, they're trying to figure out if it had cubs. The 72-year-old, whose identity has not yet been made public, shot and killed the bear with his handgun, according to a statement from Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks on Friday. Now, I looked at all of the articles, and the Park Service, the Fish and Game guys, here they call them Fish and Game in Alaska, but they did not release very many details, and they did not say what the handgun was or what the caliber was, and that's just eating me up. We'll talk about that. Few details have been released about the incident, though the victim's injury were serious enough that he was hospitalized. No details about the man's condition or prognosis have been released, but he was apparently lucid enough to contact authorities and explain the encounter. He was picking berries alone about 2 miles north of Columbia Falls off of North Fork Road when the sow charged. They responded to the incident, and an adult female grizzly bear was killed. Very sad. They described this as a terse press release, and they're looking for the cubs. And this is very typical, and more than one article did this. They didn't praise the guy for using a handgun to successfully defend himself. Read next, how to use bear spray. There's another article that goes through it and then talks about if you're in bear country, you should carry bear spray. Not a word about a firearm, a shotgun, a hunting rifle, a pistol. It's like it's some kind of conspiracy that the media does not want people to embrace firearms to save their own lives. Now, I'm not anti-bear spray. I think bear spray is great. I own some. I carry both if I can. Chuck from Alaska Ballistics is a big believer in bear spray, but he would never leave his 44 Magnum or his 10 millimeter home. He carries both. Just that's how it is. He loves bear spray, but he carries firearms as well. Now, I'm dying to know what handgun this old timer used. Now, I have some ideas about this. We know he lives in Montana, and we know he's 72 years old. Here's what I think he was carrying. My number one guess would be a 44 Magnum revolver, probably a Ruger Blackhawk. Now, this is a 454 Ruger Alaskan toe-clad. It would be cool if he had something like that. So that's my first guess, is a big bore revolver, most likely a 44 Magnum. It would be cool if he had something in 45 Colt or 41 Magnum. That would be awesome. My second guess is I'm going to say a 1911 and 45 ACP, and I know a lot of people will scoff at that, but if you look at the study by ammoland.com, there have been successful bear stoppings where people stopped a charge successfully with a 45 ACP. Believe it or not, I know of 2 examples here in Alaska where a 45 ACP handgun was used to dispatch a brown bear. And my number 3 guess, there's maybe a 10% chance of this. That would be a 10 millimeter semi-auto. Just because of his age, I don't think he is likely to carry like a Glock 20 or a 10 millimeter semi-auto, but some old timers have been known to. I know that guy, Kim Woodsman in Homer, Alaska, he was across the bay there towards the head of the bay. He successfully killed a charging sow with his Glock 20 10mm. I believe he had hollow points in it. And people always say, oh, you know that was a small bear, Chuke. Yes, it was a smaller sow, probably 300 pounds, but it was charging, and it was a brown bear, and he killed it with his Glock 20. I love that story because L.W. Road knows the guy personally, and my father knows the guy personally too. So I thought that was pretty awesome. He did blow his big toe off, and that's something that we see in a lot of these bear attacks is people are falling back, their legs fly up, they're shooting at this charging bear, and they either blow a hole in the top of their foot or blow one of their toes off. So you got to be careful in situations like that. But I want to go back to the narrative that all these media outlets are stating. They are not saying anything about firearm safety, you know, get some training, carry a firearm to save your life, carry a firearm and bear spray. No, they're not. They're just saying use bear spray. And I think that's a horrible thing to say. Firearms are wonderful, and they have been proven to save your life successfully. If you talk to a local person from Kodiak, Alaska, where some of the biggest brown bears in the world live, and you say, I'm going out in the woods and I'm just carrying bear spray, they will laugh at you and say, well, you're just like seasoning the burrito then. That the bears have blown right through bear spray. A lot of times bear spray works, but we have encounters. A few years ago here in Alaska, this lady was working for a mining operation. They were at a facility. They were not allowed to carry firearms. They only had bear spray. A black bear was being aggressive. It came in the facility. They blew some bear spray at it, the pepper spray. It blew right through that cloud and fed on that woman and killed her. If they would have been allowed to carry shotguns, that would have dispatched that bear. So I believe a firearm is better. I do believe you should carry both. A lot of times an air horn is all you need. I've got a buddy he's a bear guard literally for these researchers at lodges here in Alaska, and 90% of the time he successfully scares bears off with a loud air horn. They just don't want to deal with the noise, so they take off. So even something like that could be good, but I think you always need a firearm. He's got a shotgun with slugs on him. So let me know what you think about this article. I'm glad that this guy is alive. I'd love to hear from him. And let me know if you find out what pistol and caliber he was carrying. I'm dying to know. It's really interesting. So thanks, guys. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you all die every time. Guaranteed.